Hello, you magnificent being, and welcome to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the podcast that is dedicated to helping you achieve your goals no matter how big or small they may be. I'm your host, and together we will explore the strategies, tools, and mindsets that you need to turn your dreams into reality. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a student, or a working professional, this podcast will provide you with actionable insights and practical advice to help you succeed in your personal and professional life. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of goal accomplishment. All right, you guys, I took a poll, and because I constantly tell you guys to overcome those obstacles, and a big thing, you guys are like, okay, but how? And granted, those of you that are saying how have not signed up for our recurring monthly group support / accountability sessions where I can show you how. But I understand that there may be a plethora of reasons for why that may be. One major reason could be because of your pockets. So I'm going to create an episode just for you on practical tips of overcoming obstacles. Okay? So, welcome to today's quick tips episode, and I just kind of went into it, but today we're going to be discussing the importance of overcoming your obstacles, and I'm going to give you practical tips on how to make that happen. Okay? So, I am Harvard certified 2-time 30 under 30 honoree and Forbes Next 1000 nominated creator of the self-help app and Goal Accomplishment Made Easy. And I want to let you know that I know personally, you don't have to tell me that I'm making it seem easy or I'm oversimplifying it. I know that many of us face obstacles that block our path to success, okay? And these might include fear or self-doubt or external challenges, but regardless of their nature, overcoming these obstacles requires a combination of mindset and planning and perseverance, right? So here are some practical tips to help you overcome your obstacles and reach your potential, right? Because you wouldn't be here if you didn't have some kind of interest in personal development or professional development. People that aren't trying to overcome any obstacles and are just going to lay and just hope that it passes over them, they're most likely not listening to this episode. So I included overcoming your obstacles and reaching your potential in there because I assume that what you want is to be able to reach your potential, and you have shit that's blocking that, and you need to try to get around it, through it, over it, under it, whatever the case. So that's what we're here to do, okay? So step number 1, very clear. Identify your obstacles, right? And the first step in overcoming obstacles is to actually recognize and acknowledge them. You got to be honest with yourself about the specific barriers that are holding you back. So, for example, are you struggling with self-doubt due to a lack of experience? Or are you facing external challenges such as financial constraints or a lack of resources, right? These are the things you need to think about. Once you got that, step number 2 is changing your mindset, okay? Overcoming obstacles also requires a shift in mindset. And to do this, you got to try to adopt one that is growth-oriented. I don't know if you've heard of this fixed mindset versus growth mindset. There's a book called Mindset by Carol Dweck. If you are someone that has joined our recurring monthly group support/accountability sessions. That's part of our quarterly book reading curriculum. That book, Mindset by Carol Dweck. So if you've already read it with us, huzzah! If you haven't, then it's basically everywhere that books are available. All right, so you gotta develop a growth mindset, right? So what that looks like is embracing a belief that you can learn and develop new skills, even in the face of setbacks, of failures. So instead of thinking, I can't do this, practice saying, I can't do this yet, right? This mindset can help you approach obstacles as opportunities to grow and learn. See the tweak? Yeah? Okay. So step number 3 is to develop a plan. And I know I don't need to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Creating a plan is crucial in overcoming obstacles. I know some of us just like to jump in and get that thing going, but sometimes we actually need some thought put into it ahead of time. You actually have to create a plan, okay? So what I want you to do is break down your obstacles into specific steps that you can take to overcome them. For instance, if your obstacle is a lack of experience, plan to attend relevant trainings or shadow an expert in your field to mitigate that problem. So make sure that your plan outlines specific, actionable steps that you can take to move forward towards your goals. Because one of the reasons why we don't progress is because there's a lack of clarity. We know that we need to be going forward, but there's a lot of space that is considered as forward. Anything that's not behind you is forward, but that doesn't mean you're going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need to be going right, technically, if you're going left, you're still going forward, but it's in the wrong direction. And just because you're going forward, no ma'am. Create a plan. Okay? Create a plan. This is something that you need help with. There's a link in here for you to be able to work with me on this, okay? Because I know that I give you the what to do, but sometimes we need help with the actual execution of it and the actual implementation of it. So anything you hear in this podcast, period, if you ever are like, okay, but you're not telling me how, click the link and I'll walk you through it, okay? So step number 4 is seek support. Why? Because overcoming obstacles can be challenging and seeking support from others can help. So involve people you trust and respect, such as mentors or coaches, wink wink, or accountability partners, wink wink, because these people can offer guidance and motivation to keep you going through the difficult times. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm going through something, I tend to self-isolate because I need to put my head in the ground and come up with a plan on how to get the fuck out of this. And some of you may be like that as well. But when I say that I self-isolate, it means that I take a step back and I decide what things I need to cut out right now in this period in order for me to get back on track. And then once I'm back on track, I can maybe add, certain things. So for example, if you're going through a tough time right now and you have people in your life that they're not necessarily hurting anything by being around, but they're definitely not helping either, those would be the things that you pause on and you would kind of take a step back from until you get back into the space that you need to be in, because your energy and your efforts need to be towards getting back right or getting back to where you're trying to be or overcoming this obstacle. And we need to mitigate all the other things that can contribute to you feeling sucky or like things are too difficult or that it's going to be too hard to get out of this. You got to mitigate and get rid of all of those things that aren't helping you or feeding the mindset that you're about to get out of this and you're about to get out of this soon. Okay? So step number 5 is to celebrate your wins. Okay? Remember to celebrate your progress and small victories, no matter how insignificant they may seem, because recognizing and acknowledging your achievements can motivate you to keep pushing forward. How often, if you are someone that's ever had a job before, how often were you given tasks to do and weren't thanked for them? And were always given feedback on how to do better. After a while, you start to lose your motivation, because for what? You don't seem to appreciate me, and there doesn't seem to be any gratitude here. So why would I continue at the levels that I was performing at if you don't seem to be appreciative or recognizing my achievements thus far and my progress thus far and my contributions thus far? That same external appreciation and validation and recognition needs to be internal as well. So when you take a step in the right direction, celebrate yourself for it, because you could have easily did something that wasn't going to help the situation at all, but you didn't. You chose to do something that was going to take you forward and in the right direction. So honor that. Okay? In conclusion, overcoming obstacles is a crucial part of reaching your full potential. By identifying your obstacles, changing your mindset, developing a plan, seeking support, and celebrating your progress, you can gradually move closer to your goals. So, remember that tackling obstacles is not about avoiding them altogether, okay? But rather learning how to navigate them with resilience and determination. Because, I always say this, but just like that obstacle is there, here to wreak havoc, you're here too. And just because there's negative energy around it, or it's tough, or it seems like it's going to be difficult to get out of, you are just as strong, just as powerful, and just as qualified as this challenge is. And just because it's here doesn't mean that you're automatically going to lose. No. You're the one that's going to come out on top, not this bitch ass obstacle. Okay? So, as always, you have everything it takes to live the life that you envision. Okay? And you are worthy and more than capable of making it happen. So, till next time, don't let anything stop you. Period. Okay? You here just like it's here. Go toe to toe. We don't retreat. Okay? See you next time. Thank you for tuning in to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy. Remember, achieving your goals doesn't have to be a solo journey. Don't forget to join our Goal Accomplishment Made Easy Facebook group to connect with like-minded individuals. Download the self-help app to access our resource portal and join our recurring support and accountability sessions to keep you on track towards reaching your goals. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep crushing those goals, you magnificent being.